Atheism is the opium of fools. They lack simple logic, go back to school. Psalms 14:1 calls them fools. They worship scientists and brag all day. That they all day are related to grass and hay. Atheists are tools, go back to school. Our sins real or fool, they quit being a fool. Atheists are fools, go back to school. Our sins real or fool. Atheists are tools, go back to school. Jesus is real, quit being a fool. They have no basis for morality. They approve of the evils of immorality. They still kill and cuss without no fuss. They fail grade 1, so they ride the yellow bus. Atheists are tools. Atheists are tools. Go back to school. Jesus is really pitiful, pitiful. It's time to grow. Ignore the night and embrace the day. Read your Bible and do what it says. Atheist is cool. Jesus, real, quit being a fool.
Hey, Justin, you should put chicken as your pronoun. Hey, Forrest, and Godless Engineer Mike, J. Mike, all you guys, you should put chicken below your name as your pronoun. That would be more accurate. All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Atheist Experience Show is a Scam. Now, do you know the Atheist Experience Show says a lot of things that are scams? I'm going to go through the list here. I have 7 of these things of why the Atheist Experience Show is a big, fat scam. And if you do a search...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. We're going to listen to what Shaka God has to say about the atheist experience, about deconstruction zone, and about other atheists on the internet. Get used to these kind of videos because we're going to expose these people hard in the rest of November and hard in the month of December. Let's get to the video.
On YouTube, type in the Atheist Experience Show is a Scam, and you'll see other videos talking about what I'm going to talk to you about. So let's get right on, and we're going to ride the bike. I'm going to start off with 7 quick reasons why the Atheist Experience Show is a scam. Now, I used to be an atheist myself. So, I have compassion.
Oh, and by the way, the videos that I'm going to be showing people, you're going to be hearing from former atheists. Yes, you can be a former atheist. You don't have to remain an atheist. You can leave atheism. So these people are talking from firsthand experience. They know what it's like.
for people that are stupid. So I want to help the Atheist Experience Show. I want to give them some advice. See, the Atheist Experience Show has said their purpose is to disprove the existence of God. Now, evidently, they haven't done it because they've been doing this for over 15 years. If they
Yeah, their grand purpose is to try to prove that God doesn't exist by insulting and disrespecting the people who call into the show. That's their whole goal.
would have disproven God, they would have said, hey, well, we reached our goal, we've disproven God, let's pack up and go. But no, ladies and gentlemen, the Atheist Experience Show is ran by losers. I mean, seriously, let's go through this list.
Literally
Tell me if you
losers.
agree. You really got to be a loser in life if every day you get up trying desperately to convince people that God doesn't exist, that everything's here just by luck and chance, the Atheist Experience Show says. I mean, you really, seriously, I feel sorry for the Atheist Experience Show. I want them to be saved. But what a bunch of losers in life. Then, here's the hilarious thing. Other losers will call in, and they're atheist also, and they'll say, well, here's something we could say that might make people think there is no God, and the Atheist Experience Show has been wrong.
For those of you who don't know, Shock of God has something very interesting that's been going on throughout the years. It's called the Shock of God Challenge. And the challenge goes like this. Can any atheist prove that that atheism is accurate and correct? Do you guys realize for a better part of almost 20 years here on social media, I don't want to say 20, maybe about 15 or 16 years, YouTube, since YouTube has begun, no one's been able to prove that atheism is accurate and correct. And believe you me, they tried, but they haven't been able to do it.
For over 15 years. In fact, I challenged Matt Dillahunty to answer one simple question, and he failed. Look in the comment section below.
Yep.
I'm going to put that link there. Matt Dillahunty couldn't prove that atheism is accurate and correct. He couldn't do it.
Right.
He admitted his atheism is based on blind faith, not evidence.
Exactly.
So let's help the Atheist Experience Show. We don't want to just criticize how stupid they are and what a bunch of losers they are.
By the way,
Because you gotta.
By the way, if you want to subscribe and support the Shock of God, go to his YouTube channel, type in Shock of God, and he has a ton of content on there, just humiliating the atheist community. He actually has a website you can go to too. I think it's called shockofawe.net, I think it's called. But if you go to his YouTube channel, you'll see it. And you'll be able to go to his website and you can see a bunch of banned videos from YouTube. And just how many times these atheists have been pulverized by Shock of God and people like himself. A lot of people out there don't believe these people have been pulverized because YouTube has censored and stopped a lot of stuff from being put on here. But if you do your research, you'll see just how many times these people have truly been pulverized on the internet.
Be a loser if every day you desperately try to disprove the existence of God and the Atheist Experience Show still hasn't done it. But here's why they've been failing. Go through this list with me. Here's why they're a scam. Now, when I say a scam, they're trying to portray one thing, but they're really another. They're trying to portray that they're intellectuals, but they're anti-intellectuals. I call them anti-lectuals. Now, let's take this corner, and we're going to start off with...
And I agree with that. I've been saying that atheists are not as smart as they say that they are for a very long time. They say that they're intellectuals, but they're really anti-intellectuals because they don't really think when they speak. They just make stuff up, and they work really hard to phrase their words a certain way to trick you into believing what they're saying is correct. That is not what an intellectual does. That's what a dishonest person does.
A hilarious reason, number one, what the Atheist Experience Show needs to stop doing because it's not working. People are not believing them that God doesn't exist. So number one on the list here, Atheist experience show, you need to start explaining how things got here. See, when an atheist says, I just lack a belief in God, nobody really believes them. Even scripture says that they really do know God exists, but they're suppressing the truth in their unrighteousness. Like a little kid in the swimming pool, you ever see how a little kid holds a ball, those inflatable balls, and he holds it under the water as he's suppressing it, and when he lets go, it shoots up out of the water. Day in and day out, the atheist experience show have to push that ball under the water and suppress the fact that God doesn't exist. Their problem is they can't convince people that God doesn't exist. Otherwise, they pack up the show and leave. They're still trying to do it. So number one scam that the atheist experience show does, and they need to quit avoiding this, is atheist experience show just explain how things got here. Explain how everything got here. But they won't. They will retreat because there's too much intelligent design on this planet. They will retreat, and they're going to say some of these other things. So, for example, if you ask the atheist experience show, how did all these things get here? They'll say, well, it took billions of years. That's not an answer. Time, atheist experience, not causation. You guys got to quit saying that. This is why you're not convincing people that God does not exist.
Right.
For example, let's use anything around here. A human, a tree, this truck pulling out. If I said to you, this truck on the right, how did that truck get there? How was it created? And you said, oh, well, it took 6 months to be created. Are you answering the question how it got created? No. Atheist experiential time does not equal causation.
Right.
So you need to go ahead and explain, you need to quit saying that time did it. Time is the Harry Potter blank check that the atheists use, and let's take this other corner fast and then we'll go to the next one. Time does not explain. If I said, how did this motorcycle get here? And you said, oh, it took this much time. You're not explaining the process of how it got there.
And I'm going to tell you something else too, especially if Deconstruction Zone sees this too. Telling people that there are contradictions in the Bible doesn't prove that God isn't real. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's true. You telling me that there are contradictions in the Bible, therefore a God that God doesn't exist or no deities exist. It's like me telling you that me telling you something completely contradictory, so to speak. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and just find errors in the Bible according to you without you actually proving the errors. But anyway, you can't say that there are errors in the Bible and say that God isn't real, and then say, well, that's why I'm an atheist. And then we go to your biology books and we show you God knows how many forgeries and lies and things that are inconsistent. You don't want to deny evolution. You understand? You can't disprove that God exists because you found errors in the Bible, and you can't disprove God by saying that it took time for the earth to be made. That's stupid. But this is the atheist method to try to prove to everyone that God isn't real. It's ridiculous.
There, you atheist experiential, you're such a scam. You need to quit doing this. Let's go to the next thing. All science, all proof, all evidence shows the universe had a beginning. Yet Justin, in his stupidity, Justin at the Atheist Experience Show, denies modern science. He's still back in the 1900s science, and he claims... And
that's the thing about Deconstruction Zone. The atheists haven't figured out yet. Deconstruction Zone sucks when it's time to start talking about evolution, abiogenesis, and it's time to start talking about some of the sciences that a lot of atheists believe. He spends so much time trying to find contradictions in the Bible that when it's time for him to talk about what he believes, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Some of us Christians know his science better than he does. Anyway, let's continue.
The universe is eternal, and Forrest is a nihilist. Forrest believes nothing really matters. Well, then why show up at the Atheist Experience Show? These guys are retards. I'm sorry. So you got to quit being a nihilist, and you also need to quit, especially Justin. I can't believe he denies science. Justin, you need to research the Born-Guth-Vilenkin theorem, which claims that the universe did indeed begin to exist.
I'm telling you guys, Deconstruction Zone, Justin of Deconstruction Zone, is going to be attacked by the atheists themselves soon because he doesn't know what he's talking about. You just wait. They're using him right now. Ooh, Bible contradictions. But when he served his purpose, it's going to be the atheist that's going to house him off of here. Mark my words.
It had a definite beginning. There's no eternal universe. But Justin, you know, don't put it past him to deny science. This is what atheism does. They're science deniers. All right, let's go to...
They're science deniers, and they also believe in pseudoscience as well, too, and religious science. People need to remember that. We have pseudoscience, things that cannot be backed up with the scientific method, and they believe in religious science. When they hold on to evolution, no matter how dumb it sounds, because they don't want to deal with the alternative. They don't want to deal with the idea, the fact that an intelligent designer actually made us, that God himself made us in his own image and his own likeness, and for a purpose too.
The next one. The Atheist Experience Show is such a scam, they say chance did it. They're guilty of chance of the gaps. For example, you'll say, well, how did the universe get here? They'll say, chance created the universe. But they are wrong. Chance cannot create. I'll give you an example. I put you in front of a basketball hoop with the basketball. We blindfold you, and you pick up the ball, and we keep handing you the ball, and you throw the ball 50 times, and out of that many times, you make it in 7 times. We would say, by chance, you made it in 7 times. But chance didn't do it. You did it. See, chance doesn't pick up the basketball. Chance has no power or strength.
Time doesn't create, and neither does chance. How did we get here? And eventually the atheist has to say, ooh.
To create anything. Chance is just a mathematical label we put on something. Okay, out of 50 times you threw this basketball by chance, but see, you're an intelligent person. You're something that can cause things to happen. But we know that all matter, space, and time, even energy, came into existence. So Justin is wrong. The Atheist Experience Show is wrong.
Energy and mass and matter came into existence. And I'm going to tell you something. It came from existence from a person who was behind time and space. And God was the reason why these things existed. That is why he's not limited by the things that he created. So atheists don't want to deal with that because they can't control it. They can't do what they want with it.
Chance can't do anything. So Atheist Experience Show, you really need to quit saying chance did it. Chance has no power. Remember the basketball analogy. Chance didn't throw the ball through the hoop. You threw the ball through the hoop.
That's right.
Something caused the ball to go through the hoop. It's not just chance, something floating out in the ether. So it's really a scam when the Atheist Experience Show says chance. Now, another thing is below, I've been challenging the Atheist Experience Show for years to answer my challenge question, and they have cowered from the question again and again and again and again. Here's the question. I challenge all atheists to contact the Atheist Experience Show. I'm laying down the gauntlet. I'm making a challenge. Contact the Atheist Experience Show and ask them this question. They will not put you on the air. I guarantee it. Ask them this question. what proof, it's got to be exactly asked like this. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? See, ladies and gentlemen, just like how they say time did it or chance did it, but those things really have no causation, there also is no proof or evidence that atheism is accurate or correct.
And this is important because when these atheists talk to you as a human being to another human being, they talk to you like what they're saying is true, like it's correct, and they can't possibly be wrong about what they're saying about the universe, what they're saying about their lack of belief in God. If that's true, then they should be able to show you some proof and evidence that their atheism is accurate and correct, and they haven't been able to do it for 15 to 16 years on the internet because they can't do it. But we allow these people to disrespect us when they talk to us. That's why you guys see me come across so hard when I'm talking to them, because these people need a reality check to realize they don't know as much as they think they do.
Hey, look, I just hit 17,777 miles. You know, 7 is the number of perfection. And the Shock of God Challenge is a perfect question. You know, look below. The Atheist Experience Show in the comment section failed to answer my question. It destroyed Matt Dillahunty.
Well, and by the way, he's telling the truth with this. You can actually watch Shock of God call the Atheist Experience, and you will watch the Atheist Experience struggle to answer the question. And it's not just him. The Amazing Atheist, Dusty Smith, and a whole bunch of other really popular atheists were not able to meet this challenge. A lot of people tried to answer this question and they couldn't do it. They had to admit that they couldn't.
Now, we got a guy coming up behind us, so we're going to speed up here and let me see the next question.
As a matter of fact, when you guys talk to an atheist and they're talking disrespectful to you, say, listen, you got any proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct? Because if you don't need to be talking to me like that. You need to say that to them when you're talking to these atheists to bring them back down to earth. Atheist
Experience Show, could you at least once bash Satan just once? Because you're always bashing God. You never bash your daddy. Let
me tell you something about the devil that the atheists don't understand. The devil is the god of this world. Satan is the god of this age. In 2 Corinthians, this is what it says, that Satan is the god of this age. You notice out of all of the gods that they attack, they never attack Satan. They never attack Satan. Think about that when you're talking to those atheists. Think about that a minute.
Getting to be too obvious whose side you're on.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that? Kind of suspicious that the Atheist Experience Show, thousands and thousands of videos, not one of them bashing Satan, but they're bashing God.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you find it suspicious that Satan and God are both talked about in the scripture, but the atheists defend Satan?
No. It gets worse. They don't talk about Jezebel. They don't talk about Pharaoh that was in Egypt. There's a lot of evil people that's mentioned in the scripture, and you notice they never talk about them. It's always God. It's always him. They never talk about nobody else in the Bible except God. That's the only person they talk about. Think about that a minute. Just think about that a minute. And Shaka God's right. These people are on the side of Satan. They're Antichrist.
And they bash God. It is very obvious. Now, what's the last one? Okay, the last one is, I've even heard atheists say that the Atheist Experience Show has gone full retard in that they're obsessed with promoting multiple pronouns. They will call a male, a biological male, a biological woman. They'll call them this.
Let me warn you, atheists. If you ever ask me what my pronoun is, I'm going to tell you, if you're a man and you ask me what my pronoun is, I'm going to say I'm a man just like you and just like every other person out there that's a male. Because there's only a male and a female. That's it. I don't care about your feelings and how you feel about identifying as a frog or a cat or a chimpanzee. That's your own personal business. If you want to identify by those things, go take your Prozac and go to the nearest hospital and go get some help. As far as I'm concerned, you either male or female. Deal with it.
They will call a biological woman a biological male. They will say the woman, they'll give the woman he, him pronouns.
Because they don't want to offend nobody. Atheists, all they do is offend people. They go mock them, ridicule them in public. But they don't want to offend nobody. But they want you to sit there and be nice about their pronouns. They got one time to try that mess with me. I'm going to hurt their feelings immediately.
And then they'll give the man she, her pronouns. This is not proven by science. So, Atheist Experience Show, answer this question.
But wait a minute. Atheists believe that science is true. I mean, that biological science is true of evolution. So evolution teaches that if you're a male, you're really a frog. If you're a human being and you're a male, you're really a kangaroo or a giraffe. Yeah, that's what evolution teaches you. This is what happens when you go on the other side and you start saying stupid stuff like that. You profess yourself to be wise, but really you become a fool.
How does obsessing about these gay and lame pronouns that you guys, I mean, your show has turned into like a gay show. There's nothing gayer than the Atheist Experience Show. I mean, when you think gay, think the Atheist Experience Show. Atheist Experience Show, do you think you're going to prove that God doesn't exist when you call a biological male a biological female instead? That has nothing to do with disproving God. Atheist Experience Show, you guys have gone full retard. In fact, callers are calling into the Atheist Experience Show.
Well, if you want to prove that God doesn't exist, look at Matthew chapter 1, verse 8. That can't possibly be the genealogy of Jesus. Therefore, God isn't real. Just ask Justin, who doesn't even know what the Bible actually says, but he gives you his opinion all the time.
Saying, what the heck is up with, you guys talking about these pronouns? There was a recent show with Forrest, the nihilist, who believes nothing really matters in life. That's what Forrest is. Look up the definition of nihilism. And he was sitting next, he was with Godless Engineer, who we call the atheist Jabba the Hutt. Someone
Yeah. Godless Engineer, the atheist Jabba the Hutt. Or you can refer to Godless Engineer as the atheist pet, because I can tell you how many times this guy's been pulverized by us, and the debate is not even funny. Like the last time I debated Godless Engineer was on the topic of slavery, and it just didn't go well for him at all.
Call up the Atheist Experience Show and get Godless Engineer to say, Habashi Wookie Wookie Chewbacca. Oh my gosh, I would pay to see that. Godless Engineer is like the atheist Jabba the Hutt. But they're getting calls from people saying, why are you guys talking about pronouns? It really makes atheism look retarded. Atheist Experience Show, that's another thing you need to quit doing. If you want to
I swore Donald Trump said, from now on, men was going to be men and women was going to be women. Could have swore the president said that. I'm almost positive the president said that a man's going to be a man and a woman's going to be a woman. Deal with it. Could have swore our president said that.
God's existence. Why are you obsessing about trans? You guys have tranny on the brain. Now, here's what else is embarrassing for the show. When you look at the host, below Justin's name, it says he, him. Nobody's asking Justin out on a date. We don't need to know. I mean, Justin, are you lonesome? Do you need a date or something? Why are you putting your pronouns?
This is why I'm showing you guys this. I want you to see that I'm not the only person that feels this way about this. I'm going to show you just how many other people out there are saying the same thing about these atheists. I'm going to show you as the days go by.
Out there. Forrest will have his pronouns he, him. Forrest, are you lonesome? Do you need a date? Why are you guys putting your pronouns below your name? It's retarded. And it doesn't disprove the existence of God. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that atheism is a total scam. And the Atheist Experience Show is also a scam. I challenge you guys with two things. Number one, call the Atheist Experience Show and ask them this question, because they won't put people on the air that ask it. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Ask them that question. I bet you don't even get put on the air. I bet you they're scared of the question.
The reason why they're scared of the question is because they want to be able to force their religious views on you and their philosophical views on you. They don't got a direct answer for it. They cannot prove that atheism is accurate and correct, because atheism is not accurate and correct. It is their personal opinion. But when they talk to you like atheism is a fact, and it's not.
If you call up and you're a dude, and you tell them, "Oh, I'm a dude," but you say that you identify as a biological woman, they will put she, her below your name, because they're not into science or biology. They're retarded. Now, see this right here? Nice CBR. See what else? ZX6R. That's basically the only two bikes I like.
By the way, shout out to Shaka God for making this YouTube video and calling out the atheist experience for their hypocrisy. Shout out to Shaka God. The atheists want to pretend like there aren't Christians out there calling them out on the things that they're saying on the internet. They believe by ignoring us, we're going to make any YouTube videos and we're not going to be relevant. But the exact opposite is true. Eventually, people are going to catch on, and people are going to find out that the atheist experience is filled with frauds and con artists. And by the time they start dealing with us, it's going to be too late.
Okay, so I'm laying down my challenge. If you're an atheist, contact the Atheist Experience Show and ask them this question, because they won't put people on the air that ask this question. Here's the question. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? I challenge you, Atheist Experience Show. I challenge you, atheists. Answer the Shock of God challenge. Don't cower like Matt Dillahunty did. Come on, Justin. He, him. Come on.
But don't worry, since Justin's too much of a coward to answer a question like this, we do have the freedom to go on his show whenever we want. So I'm going to tell everybody what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on his channel. I'm going to ask him, is atheism accurate and correct? And if he doesn't show me any proof for it, I'm not going to take the guy seriously no more, even though I kind of don't take him seriously now.
Forrest, he, him. I mean, Forrest, Justin.
Do you believe that we're living in an atheist America? I was on Pluto TV before I decided to do the stream, and I saw that they got this thing called Atheist America. And I'm gonna tell you something. If this is Atheist America, this is pathetic. That's all I got to say.
Engineer, aren't you guys embarrassed?
Atheist America just put Trump
that
in
you
office.
have your
That was
pronouns there? It makes you guys look like you're desperate and you need a date. Are you guys having a hard time, like, finding someone in your life? What's up with the pronouns?
Like the question: If America is secular, why is Trump in office? If America is secular, just curious. If America's secular, how did Trump manage to win this election? Like these are the kind of questions that we have to ask these atheists when we talk to them, because they lie so much. They don't realize that in reality, who's the president, the things that he talks about, the things that he stands for, kind of goes against what these atheists are for.
So here's the question one more time. I'm challenging the Atheist Experience Show. Do you know 2025 is almost over, and last year, 2024, the Atheist Experience Show couldn't answer it. And the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. Atheist Experience Show, answer the question. Atheist, help me out. Let's see if the Atheist Experience Show is really honest or if they're a scam like I've been telling you. Contact the Atheist Experience Show now. Do it on the air. Contact them. Write the question down. Yes. What proof and evidence do you have that would show that atheism is accurate and correct?
And then when you go in there, you talk about slavery, you go on there and you ask them straight up. You ask them, you go on the atheist experiences and make them show you how slavery is wrong in of itself. Like, these are the kind of questions that needs to be asked on these shows. And they do a lot of editing, they do a lot of censorship, and they do a lot of different things to stop these questions from being asked on their shows. Okay, there's a lot of us that know what really goes on with the atheist experience. They'll put you on hold and make sure you can't get on the show every single week. They'll just do a lot of shenanigans to prevent you from asking certain questions. But then the young people out there actually believe these atheists know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing, not realizing that they're being scammed, like somebody would scam them with an Amazon refund scam or something like that, you know?
Nothing, 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 because they are wrong, wrong, wrong. You know, when you think about it, if there were no God, there'd be no atheist. Think about that. The fact that they're trying to disprove God shows that something's obviously there. They're trying to disprove.
Here's the other question too. Why are they trying to disprove God? Why is it so important for them to pay all this money to disprove God? Obviously, it's for political reasons. They want the country to be a certain way. And this is why it's important that young people do their history and they see what the Soviet Union was like when atheism ruled the countries. Because when you begin to take a look at this stuff and you look at what these people are really into, it's really dark. And you'll find out that these people are into some really sick and disgusting things.
But Atheist Experience Show, you're not doing a good job at disproving God's existence. I mean, don't you guys feel like losers day in and day out? You try to disprove God's existence, and you've never once made a compelling argument. You can't do it.
That's right. Chris Harris, 2496. You're 100% right. You said that there's Russia, China, Korea, the Vietnamese, and then look at all the innocent people that died behind atheism being in charge. 100 million people in the last 100 years. That's a very large number. They will kill religious people. They'll kill fellow atheists. They'll do whatever it is they got to do to keep their agenda going. And a lot of these young people today who are not being properly educated don't know these things. They need to really look into what these people are into.
You can't do it. You can't do it. Atheist Experience Show, because you're wrong.
Justin of Deconstruction Zone only talks about, oh, the Bible got errors, the Bible got errors. You ever notice you can't ask him what he believes? You when you get into a discussion with him, you really can't dig into what he believes. You want to know why he doesn't want you to know what he believes. All he wants to do is plant a seed of doubt in your head to get you to question whether or not God exists and get you to join his position. Okay. But remember, this guy that you're listening to right now, Shaka God, is a former atheist. Obviously, people are being shown sufficient evidence and given sufficient reason to believe that God does exist. And he is not by far not nowhere near the only former atheist to become a Christian. There are a whole lot of them. Okay, just look up Shaka God and you'll learn all about what I'm talking about.
Wrong. And you're a scam.
Harris says in Korea they have two of the leaders that people have to bow to. And atheists don't even know what it is that they're asking for. You know what I mean? And what and the kind of country that they're going to get if they ever get their way.
Do you guys have the guts to answer my challenge? Or will you cower like Matt Dillahunty did and the rest of the cast of the
Matt Dillahunty's a coward. That's well documented that Matt Dillahunty's a coward. And Justin's a coward too. It's being shown on a regular basis that he's a coward. That other guy that's on the atheist experience, there's two other people on there. I don't know their names. I know Shaka Guy said that one of them's a nihilist or whatever. But the point is that these people who can't leave their channels to face other people who have a different opinion than them, okay, those people got something to hide and they're cowards. Justin knows better than to come on my channel, because if he does, I'm going to prove to him that his arguments are horrible.
Experience show, clown show. Well, we're going to see. The year's almost over. Will this year go by like the other 15 years with the Atheist Experience Show cowering to the shock of God challenge? What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Atheist Experience Show, what's your proof and evidence? We're all waiting. Because obviously you can't explain how things got here. Check out the list. You keep using time. Well, time did it. It took billions of years for everything to get here. You're not explaining how it got here. You keep using chance. You're guilty of chance of the gaps. You're obsessed about promoting trannies. What the heck, Atheist Experience Show? And would someone please get Justin and Forrest and Godless Engineer and those guys, Mike, get them a date or something? They keep putting their pronouns down there. They're obviously lonely. Why the hell else would you put your pronoun there? I'm not asking them out on a date. You're not asking them out on a date. How does that disprove God's existence? Ladies and gentlemen, atheism is
madness. It's just straight madness. Hey, I know. Hey, Dillahunty, I got the great idea how to prove that God doesn't exist. What we'll do is we'll focus on pronouns. You identify as a cat, and I'll identify as a dog, and that way we can get rid of God. Yep, ladies and gents, that's what those crazy people believe.
Oh, one more thing. They say that humans are created by luck and chance, and the Atheist Experience Show claims that luck and chance created this motorcycle. Really? See, humans are created by luck and chance. Then luck and chance, humans...
That's a good point. Luck and chance created humans, but intelligent design created motorcycles. Even though human beings are a lot more complex. How does that make any sense? Only in a wacky world of atheism do people believe stuff like this.
Created the motorcycle. Really? So luck and chance put this throttle here on the right. Luck and chance put the front brake here. Luck and chance put the clutch lever here. Luck and chance...
Those of you don't know why I'm laughing. That's like me taking all of the components it takes to make a motorcycle, and I throw them in the sky, and then when everything falls, everything is going to fall in the exact spot it needs to fall into so it can become a motorcycle. If you did that 1 trillion times, you are not going to get a motorcycle. It takes an intelligent designer to make a motorcycle. And for them to believe that luck and chance created humans is just as wacky. It's just as wacky.
Put the tachometer there and the speedometer. Luck and chance put the brake fluid reservoir sock on there. Luck and chance put the mirrors here. Luck and chance put the tires in the right place. Now,
Look at chance
you
woke
guys
me up
might be
today.
saying, well,
Look at
that's
chance did this.
stupid.
Look at
It's
chance did
obviously
that.
intelligent design. Ladies and gentlemen, the human body is over 1 billion times more complex than this motorcycle. Over 1 billion times. And they say that the human is the product of luck and chance, and then luck and chance created this motorcycle. Atheist Experience Show, you guys are such a scam. You're not intellectuals, you're anti-lectuals. Now answer my challenge. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
That's right, you atheists. Prove that atheism is accurate and correct. Can you do that? Can you prove that atheism is accurate and correct? And the answer is no. You want to know why? Because all you people want to do is get on here and get your little super chats and make your money. You ain't on here for no real intellectual conversation about nothing. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
I triple dare you. I quadruple dare you. Answer the shock of God challenge. If there's any evolution, it's the Atheist Experience Show evolving into chickens. Atheist Experience Show and little bunnies. Come out of your little bunny hole. What proof and evidence do you have that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Ladies and gentlemen, they'll never answer that question because they're cowards. Hey, Justin, you should put chicken as your pronoun. Hey, Forrest, you should, and Godless Engineer Mike, J. Mike, all you guys, you should put chicken below your name as your pronoun. That would be more accurate.
And all the deconstruction zones fans should put chicken under their pronouns too, because they can't answer the question either. Like I said, guys, when in doubt, ignore the Christians. They'll eventually go away. Just ignore us, and we'll just magically go away, and these questions will go away, and then one day they'll wake up and that's how these people think. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you guys what Shaka God said about the atheist experience. I will see you guys later today when we look at is God immoral? Does God punish people for crimes that they don't commit? We'll be doing that a little bit later, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Till next time, guys, read your Bible and do what it says. God bless.
The fool has said, it is hard.